This was the Minneapolis that was. If the old version of Minneapolis was anything, it was clean and safe. Today is very different. Lifelong residents of Minneapolis will tell you there was a time they could walk these streets without a care. But today in Minneapolis, in many parts of the city, those days are gone.
This is absolutely crazy. Another mass shooting in Minneapolis. This is the second one in a day.
While there are still some nice-looking areas, parts of the city range from risky to dangerous. There are homeless encampments. Addicts roaming the sidewalks get free needles from the city. The police department reportedly is down from some 900 officers to 550.
I can't wait.
Residents tell us 911 calls often go unanswered. Some have given up reporting crimes. Police communications are now encrypted, so citizens can no longer track crimes in their neighborhoods. The Minneapolis Police Crime Dashboard indicates that crimes are going down. Minnesota State Representative Walter Hudson doesn't buy it.
Crime hasn't gone down. Reports of crime have gone down because people know. Like, you create a culture where the citizen knows they're not going to get an answer from 911. The citizen knows the officers aren't going to be there for an hour. The citizen knows that even if the officers get there and apprehend their offender, that offender is going to turn right around, be out 24 hours later, and probably come back for retribution because you called the cops.
Businesses have fled the downtown and property values have collapsed. The 31-story Ameriprise Financial Center, purchased for $200 million in 2016, was sold this year for just over $6 million, only 3% of its old value. Minneapolis attorney Chris Maddle is one of those leaving the city after years of taking these photos of crimes being committed outside his office window. Someone was killed near his office front door in August.
I have always loved downtown Minneapolis, but I'm up at night worried about my employees when I'm hearing them getting accosted on their way to work. There have been times on Monday and Tuesday mornings around 9, 10 a.m. where we hear gunshots. None of it's reported.
Property owner Jeff Sweetall left Minneapolis for Utah after losing millions from crime and falling property values after the 2020 riots.
Tenants would call the police. They get no response. The police wouldn't come out. There was more and more crime. I had to park my car on the street, and it was broken into 5 times in a year. 5 times in a year. One car. We had windows smashed in all the time. So I'm not going back anytime soon.
Car vandals strike again.
There were more than 500 car break-ins from July to August this year. Minneapolis police admitted they spotted some of the suspects but did not pursue them because of department policy.
We've interviewed many people who call 911 in Minneapolis. They'll be placed on hold. Some people have told me sometimes they'll have to call back several times.
Liz Collin, a local news reporter in Minneapolis for 15 years, is now the senior reporter at Alpha News and the producer of the documentary The Fall of Minneapolis.
It's impossible to ignore the role that politics have played in the decisions in Minneapolis. Policies have changed dramatically in the wake of George Floyd. They're not chasing suspects, and you have these soft-on-crime policies that are being pushed by the Hennepin County Attorney, Mary Moriarty, who seems to side with criminals rather than victims.
In a state where an axe murderer who killed his entire family was released from prison on parole this year, Minneapolis continues to move toward decriminalization and less policing.
We're going to let the thugs roll over you, and we're not going to do anything about it.
County Attorney Mary Moriarty now says she'll no longer prosecute most felony cases arising from traffic stops because she says they target minorities. The head of the Minnesota Police and Peace Officers Association responded, "The city of Minneapolis is under siege with violent crime. Her new policy is a gift to criminals and puts every family in greater danger." Maddle says city policies have pushed businesses like his out of Minneapolis.
At bottom, number one, is a failure to actually support law enforcement. Second, the Minneapolis City Council has taken a view that practically every law enforcement stop has some sort of race-based reason for it, which is absurd. Third, the taxes that are happening in Minnesota are so outrageous that business is leaving.
The city of Minneapolis and the Minneapolis Police Department did not respond to our request for comment. In August, Mayor Jacob Fry did post on X that Minneapolis is back. We are leading the country in affordable housing. Crime is down across Minneapolis. Our police department is being rebuilt with more diverse officers than ever. And downtown is making a strong recovery with a population growing over 60,000. After the mayor's post, the city reportedly saw in 1 month 55 gunshot victims and double the homicides from the same period last year. The city government sounds hopeful about the future of Minneapolis. However, most of the residents and former residents we talked to did not. Dale Hurd, CBN News, Minneapolis.